I think he's going to counter. I assume he's going to counter and tap his team. Yeah, as that is. Bill going to 13 to fetch. And Bill should have 3 cards in his hand: a Lightning Helix, a Snapcaster Mage, and Lightning Bolt, I believe, were the last cards. So he's going to grab a red producing land. He has enough to bolt, Snapcaster Bolt. That'd be 12. He can put him to 1. He almost has it. Right now, Bill can put his opponent to 1 life, unless I am miscounting. Alright, that attack's going to put him down to 7. And Bill will pass. And honestly, I hope he doesn't lose, but it looks like he actually has Snapcaster Cryptic tap team, so... And that does tap the Dryad Arbor as well, and that is important to know. Oh, it taps the Dryad Arbor also. Okay, yeah, he realized. Yeah. So, Bill might have just won this game. The Geist can't be blocked. It's going to deal a bunch of damage. He has burn spells for days. Actually, he doesn't even need the burn spell. He just has 8 lethal. He's going to path the token, and that still does it. 4 gets through, putting him to 3, and there's a Lightning Helix that will definitely just... Yeah, that is completely lethal, 100%. Yeah. Alright, so that's a match. Bill Wolford gets it on stream. I think that's his first appearance on camera, and he also won, so congratulations, Bill. He's a hometown regular, so it's awesome to see the hometown fellas doing well at this tournament, where there are a lot of different players that we have not seen before playing today, which is pretty cool, because it's always fun to see players that don't normally get to come out and do tournaments and stuff. And, oh no, my hat got stuck. Come on, BMO. Alright. So, it looks like they have the match slip filled out, and they turned it in. And we're going to see, because that was a fairly fast game, I want to say. Let me see if I can get somebody else on the stream. And I do know this. At 3 p.m., we are giving away a Grizzlebrand. That is the awesome card that we are giving away. It is going to be a Grizzlebrand. So if you want to win a Grizzlebrand magic card, Legendary Demon, costs 4 in quadruple black, 7/7 lifelink flying. You can pay 7 life to draw 7 cards. If you want to win this card, it is starting to become a modern staple. It has been a long-time legacy staple in Band and Commander. Then just follow us on Twitch and like us on Facebook. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And if you do both of those things and we call your name, you will, in fact, win the Grizzlebrand. And if you do not live in the area, we will ship it to you because we want you all to be happy. So, need to do this again. So, like, for example, yesterday, Jace the Faithful won a giveaway. Today, who knows what's going to happen? It could be anybody. So, even you. And right now, I think that we have another match on camera that looked like Infect on the left. I'm not sure who's playing what, though. And I'm honestly not sure who's on the right. That might be Andy Martin on the right. So, while we wait and see who these players are, because I'm waiting on a text confirmation. There could also be Chucky Davis on your right. That might be the fuchsia sleeves. I can't tell. Alright. I do not want to say your name wrong, but I'm going to say it. Scott Collier and Charles Davis. Dr. Charles Davis, to those of you who are unaware, he is a learned doctor, to quote Step Brothers. It's actually a house of learning of learned doctors. But yeah, so we're going to see it's not Team Geist anymore, I believe, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think Scott is on Lantern Control, which, if you all have not seen this deck perform, you are in for I would say a treat, but it is going to be lengthy, as this deck does take a long time to set up and eventually get there, but when it does, oh, there is not a lot that you can do. And I believe Chucky is still on his awesome blue, white, red Dragons list that he has homebrewed, featuring Thunderbreak Region, Ojutai, and Salimgar Scorn, etc., etc., along with burn spells, Thunderbreak Regents, and Sphinx's Revs, all the good modern cards. I'm not sure what the game count is here, but I will find out very soon. It looks like Scott's going to look at his hand first. I don't know if that means if he's playing first or not, though. And based on this, it doesn't look like Scott's playing Lantern. I think he's playing the Restore Balance deck. So yeah, that's definitely the deck that he's playing. It's Restore Balance. And that one is another awesome card that works incredibly well with Cascade. Yeah, it looks like Evolving Wilds is going to grab out something. Yeah, it's Greater Gargadon. Restore Balance, for those of you who do not know, and I'm going to refresh myself on it, it is just the ability of Balance. It's a spend 6 for a white, and what it says is each player chooses a number of lands he or she controls equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest, then sacrifices the rest. Then you do that for creatures and cards in hand also. For example, I have one creature, one land, one card in hand, and you have 20 of each of those things. What's going to happen is when that Restore Balance is cast, whether it's from a Cascade spell or you just have it suspend into play, you would have to get rid of all of your lands and all of your cards and all of your creatures until you match the number that I have, which would be 1. So sometimes Restore Balance can be pretty brutal, especially in a deck that doesn't really run many creatures other than ones that are suspended, and so they take a minute to come into play. So the announcement will be at 3 p.m. At 3 p.m. we will be announcing the winner of our Griselbrand. It will be over here by 3. So in approximately 25 minutes, give or take a minute, we will be giving away a Griselbrand. It's going to be awesome, and good luck to each and every one of you who are watching. In order to win this prize, you have to like us on Twitch and follow us on Facebook. And you will have to you'll have to message the Facebook page and comment that you messaged us in the Twitch chat so we know that it's you. Because if you're not a regular and you win the prize, we'll have to mail it to you, so we'll have to get your address. So yeah, Chucky's going to play a Celestial Colonnade, and if you don't know what the border posts do, the border posts you can pay for 1 in whatever 2 colors they produce. For example, Field Mist border post is the one at the bottommost border post, and it is 1 white blue. You can tap it for a white or a blue, and has a secondary way to cast it. You can pay 1 and bounce a land to your hand to put it into play tapped. These cards saw play in Standard when they were in. They were in Alara block, and yes. If your name gets called, your username on Twitch gets called, in order to claim the prize, you'll have to comment your name in the chat, and send us a message on Facebook so we know that it's you. Chucky's going to play an island for his 5th land, and this is the kind of thing that he likes to see. Granted, it's giving the Restore Balance player a lot of turns to set up as well, but control setting up is not what you usually want to see happen. Thank you to each and every one of you who are, checking us out and watching us, especially with there being a Star City Open in Chicago today. I believe that's standard, though. Was that a Terminus that was in his hand? I think it was. I looked down for a second and thought I saw a Terminus, and that's an interesting one. Chucky has a Minimo and a Mana Leak and a Dragon Lord Ojutai also. So Scott, I think, is trying to get rid of cards in hand just to have this Restore Balance resolve and try to really maximize the positivities of it. He has no lands in play either. So right now he's going to Violent Outburst in response to the sacking of the land. So the land will come in after the Restore Balance resolves, assuming the Restore Balance actually happens. Charles does have a counterspell, so he's going to let the Cascade trigger resolve, and Cascade's going to go into Restore Balance. And because he has no lands, if it resolves, Chucky would have to get rid of all of his lands to match the amount controlled by the fewest. So Restore Balance is now on the stack, and Scott's going to have to shuffle. Mana Leak is certainly going to target that Restore Balance, you better believe it, as Balance is not what Chucky wants to play against here. And that's really the only way that they can make Balance fair is to, you have to build your deck around it to be able to play Balance, and the deck, I think it's definitely a playable and very competitive deck, but I don't think it's as high impacting as, like, let's say Jund, Bloom, Twin, Affinity, etc. Though I think it is an incredibly good budget deck. You can build that deck for, I believe, like $50 or less with the full sideboard, I would think. Most of it is commons and uncommons. I think Greater Gargadon and Restore Balance itself are probably the 2 most expensive cards. So yeah. So Chucky got him with the Mana Leak, and right now he's moving down his, I think that one's called Nile something. I know that helps a lot. Like Nilemancer or something. So we're going to see a Ardent Plea, which is just another Cascade for 1 white blue. Alright, another Restore Balance. And that's going to be met with I believe a Snapcaster Mana Leak. There has been a lot of counters for these Restore Balances, exactly what Chucky needs to happen, and Scott wants to not happen. So yeah, Snapcaster is going to resolve. Mana Leak is going to be the target, and you better believe it. Mana Leak is going to hit that Restore Balance, so it does not resolve. That's either Mistveil Plains or Kabira Crossroads. If it's Mistveil, it looks like Land-Plains. So that might be Mistveil Plains. I can't tell by the art. So if it's Mistveil Plains in his upkeep, I believe it says if you control 2 or more planes, it's definitely not Mistveil Plains. That wouldn't make sense. Because I think it says you have to control 2 or more planes in order to do its ability. Snapcaster is going to get in there for 2, knocking Scott down to 18 life.